Hey everybody, what's going on? It's yours truly again, Miss Cat Rio, the girl with 9 lives, and this is the latest video for my vlog. Okay, so today is November 20 something. I don't even know. See, when you don't work, all the days just blend in together into one long day, or in my case, one long night. So since I've been out of the rehab, things have not been going too well, actually. Let's start off with the fact that I went to 3 rehabs in 2 months and was basically attacked and jumped by a pack of trannies at the last rehab I went to. That was specifically molded and geared towards transgender and LGBT. Now, just because this place was geared towards LGBT youth and, specifically specializing with transgender people, you would think that I would have a warm reception and be treated really kindly by these people, but not so much. The staff was great. I mean, I had no problem with the staff other than their theology, their narrative that they're pushing. They have this belief that these left extremists have this whole gender being a social construct thing, this whole trans women are women thing, trans men are men thing, that men can get pregnant and blah, blah, blah. Just because I'm trans does not mean that I align with this belief system. And right off the back, I met the other patients there. They were all about being non-binary, yet they presented as female, and some were saying they were non-binary and presented as fully male. I mean, you can't get angry at people for misgendering you when your gender doesn't exist. Nor can you get angry with people for misgendering you if you have made little to zero effort in trying to change your appearance to appear like that of the gender that you think you are. How in the fuck is anybody supposed to know that you want to be called a female when you got a goddamn beard on your face and you look like a fucking dude? I mean, let's just break this down. It's common sense, you guys. And now, because y'all crazy fucks are going around spreading this bullshit all over social media, now everybody thinks if you're having trouble following me, allow me to use myself as an example of what I'm talking about. You see this picture? You see this guy right here? That guy right there? Get a good look at him, boys and girls. Sorry about the halo light. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was me. 5 years ago, that was me. And look at me now. Honey, that looks nothing like what I used to look like. Because I'm no longer that person. I have taken synthetic hormones. I've done certain types of body modifications. Nothing surgical, just facial hair removal, some fillers, and that's it. Maybe a little Botox, I ain't gonna lie. But I developed breasts, I developed hips, my skin got softer, my body hair dissipated, most of my facial hair dissipated as well. And I started to look more female because I want to look like a cis woman. I don't want to look like somebody that's in between genders, and I don't want to look like somebody that still looks like a man. I want to look like a female because that's how I feel on the inside. That doesn't mean that I am female though. I am a trans female. There's a difference. A cisgender female or a natural born female, what I like to call them, is something completely different than a trans female. See, trans women, we're not women. No, we are men that think we're women. And so therefore, because of this condition that we have, we live as women because it makes us feel whole and it takes away our anxiety and our depression and our self-loathing. It's the way that we cope with a mental disorder that we have. So for trans people to go around saying that trans women are women and trans men are men, and you're not helping the situation at all. In fact, every step forward that trans people have made in the progress of getting our legal rights handed to us has been brought 2 steps back because of what you people are doing. Spreading misinformation and going against science is not doing anybody any good at all. What it is doing is making us go backwards in our progress, and you're going to make things way worse for us if you have not already, which I'm pretty sure you have. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you something. I know it sounds like I'm being judgy, but this whole PC culture, this cancel culture, this left extremist culture, these crazy ass people that claim that they're transgender and non-binary, they need to fucking stop. Because let me tell you something, if it keeps going in this way, we're all gonna have our rights taken away. All of us. Every person. So this place that I went to, it was called Inspire in West Palm Beach, Florida. There's nothing there that inspired me but to go home. Towards the end, there was a young lady that was there. She was a trans girl, and very lovely girl, very pretty. At least she thought so. And other people do as well. Like, I thought she was very pretty, but she was so ugly on the inside. So ugly. But all this girl would do was talk about herself and lie about everything. And when I called this little bitch out on one of her lies during our group therapy that she would normally hijack and take the entire meeting with her bullshit stories, when I called her out on it, I mean, you gotta hear the story, you guys. You got to hear the story. Okay, I'm gonna tell you real quick, all right? So this girl's like, guys, I'm so lucky to be alive because my boyfriend and I got into a huge fight at the mall the other day. And when we got into the car, he was driving like a maniac and acting like he wanted to kill us both. He was just trying to commit murder, suicide, and I was so terrified that I just opened the door and I thrusted myself out the door in a moving car, and I fell onto the street at 40 miles an hour. And I'm so lucky to be alive. Meanwhile, she's wearing booty shorts and a halter top, and she's got this beautiful, gorgeous, lily white skin. And I'm looking at this heifer up and down like, did you know? Did you jump out of a moving car at 40 miles an hour? I said, well, Lexi, can I ask you a question, dear? Since you had this near-death experience and this harrowing ordeal in which you had to thrust yourself out of a moving car at 40 miles an hour, can you just please explain to me why you don't have a scratch on you? Not a bruise, not an abrasion, not a road rash, nothing. You are in mint condition, honey. And for that, I'm calling bullshit. When I said this, the whole group went into an uproar, especially this self-proclaimed godmother of everybody that was there besides me, thank God, because I don't want this fucking gorilla being my godmother. Some fucking bitch named Malaha. I mean, she calls herself Malaysia, but she spells it Malaha because she's stupid and she's an ex-con. Anyway, because in regards to what I was talking about earlier about transitioning, you actually have to take hormones to transition Malaha. And not a hormone was she taking because she looked straight up male, presented straight up male, and just called herself she and would wear a hideous wig every now and then. But for the most part, she wouldn't even do that. This was a man, full and through, okay? And full of testosterone and rage, because when I confronted little liar Lexi about her harrowing experience, allegedly, she comes up and she's like, oh, don't be talking about my baby. Oh, don't be talking about my baby. Oh, no, 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 no. And she's like, you need to understand. And I'm like sitting down, you know, with my legs crossed like a lady. Thank you very much. Very keeping my composure because I have class and I have a good upbringing. So I know how to act in public. If I act like a psycho crazy bitch behind closed doors, because sometimes I do, it's because I was provoked to act that way. Thank you very much. Going back to the topic at hand, though, however, this bitch was getting all up in my face. And I said, listen, I think you need to step back and get out of my face because you are invading my private area and you were just making me a little bit too uncomfortable. To which she lost her fucking shit. I mean, this ape just lost her shit, or his shit, I should say. And was like, I'll kill you, bitch. I'll kill you. And his neck grew like 3 times its size. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh my. Please, someone increase her testosterone. Or I mean, estrogen levels. Yeah. It took about 7 men to hold her back. So after it took, I don't know, the whole staff to pull this man beast out of my face, the director pulls me into another room and I just tell her and some of the other staff members that I just want to go, that I just want to sign out because I know people and I know that this is only going to escalate worse because of this one person opening this can of worms of violence. And I know how the pack mentality thinks. When you've been jumped and attacked as many times as I had been in my life by more than one person, you become so hyper vigilant and so good at reading people that you will know when you're about to get your ass handed to you by a group of crazy fucks. Well, the director, because of course she's never been through any of this, she didn't believe me. And I said, okay, if you insist for me to go back into that room and have this little kumbaya moment with these crazy ass bitches, then I'll do it just to prove you wrong. And not 2 minutes in there, I'm sitting down and they wanted me to explain my point of view. And while I was doing it, some other tranny, snarky bitch was giving me a dirty look. And I was just over it. I'll go, what the fuck are you looking at, bitch? And when I said that, yet another tranny that I thought we were cool and shit while I was there, like I thought we were vibed and everything, she brought her big ass on top of me like a slab of beef. She just came straight up at me and smacked me across my face. My face. So I elbowed her in the mouth. She had really big lips that got really bigger. And then they all came at me in every direction, clawing at me, tearing at my hair, tearing at my clothes. And it took the staff members to keep them all apart, but I still kept my composure because I thought it was quite hilarious, actually. It's unfortunate, but when you've been attacked as many times as I have, you kind of start getting used to it. You see, the reason why I get attacked by people that are considered to be like my own people is because I'm outspoken and I don't sugarcoat anything. And I call people out on their bullshit. And that is not something that's going to make you a popular person. But who the fuck wants to be a popular person if you're not being authentic, if you're not being straight up about who you are and what you stand for? And these people sucked. And their theology was, or their indoctrination or their narrative, whatever the fuck you want to call it, was just a lot of misinformation bullshit that they could not back up and they could not show any proof of whatsoever. So I left there early, came out of rehab, 2 months go by, and that leads me to where we are today. Now, are things better since before I went into rehab? Not exactly. In fact, they're kind of the same, maybe a little worse. I'm going to get into that, but not in this video, because I do believe this video has been long enough. But I will follow up with it tomorrow, or maybe the next day, who knows. So I hope that I get my viewers back from Catcall, which is my previous channel, my first channel, my original channel, where I had this vlog, really starting to come around and getting, gaining some, traction on YouTube. And I can't talk today, it's just too late. Anyway, I'm going to go into more detail in the next video about what's happened in the last 2 months since I've been out. But until then, you guys, thank you for listening. I appreciate you so much. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, bitches. All right. Thank you. Bye.